everybody to our weekly power packed, I would say, Empower call. And this week we have a special guest, as we do every week, which I'm trying to now add to spotlight. And it is Meet Saher Naqvi this week. So thank you for those who've joined. And it's always amazing to see the same faces that come to support. It really means a lot because it goes to show that community support is there. Many of you know each other, but many of you don't know who our guest is today. So let me introduce you to Saher. So we are here to inspire and empower her. So the idea is that we try to bring a range of stories from a range of backgrounds. So Seher is a media and marketing strategist. She's a forward-thinking entrepreneur in that sense. She's very young. She's built her business around a young family, which she will share. And on top of that, she's a radio broadcaster. So I'm going to allow her to share her story. However, it's important for you to have a background where we can say anybody can start from the comfort of their home and build a business. And that is the whole idea. So thank you to all of you who've joined. And thank you, Seher, for joining us today to share your story. The spotlight is going to be on you. And what we would like to hear is how you became who you have become, the marketing and the media strategist, as well as a radio broadcaster. When we think about that, we think of somebody very confident, very forward thinking, always happy to be on camera. It's someone like me who I have to force myself to record some quick prompto videos to put out to everyone, thinking, how can I build the audience? So over to you, Sarah, so you can share with everybody your Empower story. Obviously, you are not where you are just by chance. So we want to know where you started your journey and how you got here. In between, I may throw some questions just so that we can draw out the best strategies that you can share with our audience. If anybody else wanted to do something like this with whatever else they're doing, then they can take away those tips and tricks with them as well. So welcome, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Shazia. First of all, I really love your energy. Whenever I connect with you, it always makes me feel like I've got really energetic persons around me, which actually fills me with energy. And I like being a woman, when I see you working day and night, honestly, it gives me inspiration to work. So I think it's like the pool of women which are supporting each other, especially Empower. The main objective of Empower is to support each other, grow together. So having said that, for my story, I'd like to start from maybe of course from nothing to something, and when you said like at a very young age, I became something in my life. So yes, I'm a founder of my own company that is Matrix Digital Limited, and as you said, I'm a brand and marketing strategist for multiple industries, multiple companies. So talking about young age, well, I had a dream when I was like 16 years old, maybe. So I saw people and women and men, all of them, they always plan things like, okay, when I will graduate, I will do this. When I will graduate, I will do that. So I was under the impression that after graduating, I would already be maybe 21, 22 years old, or at least like 20, 23 years old after completing my thesis and everything. And what does that mean? That once completing my education, when I'm 23 years old, I will start any company or join any company as a freshie. So whenever I will join any company, after having that degree in my hand, people would call me a freshie. She's fresh, she's new. However, I've spent all my life, like I've spent like years of my life in education, and still I would be called as a fresh member in any organization, and they won't value me as they value an experienced person. So I was a bit skeptical about that because I've seen people being called freshies even after having that experience in education. So I actually built side by side. So when you said I'm a radio broadcaster, yes, I am. Why? Because I wanted to work really early in my life. And I wanted to start my professional life really early. I wanted to do something in my life really early. And I had some challenges as well. I mean, of course, before coming to UK, I was in Pakistan, and it's been like 7 years now, almost eight-ish, 8 years in the UK. And before that, I was in Pakistan. I started my journey from Pakistan. I got my education in a very, very good university, Beacon House National University. Most of the people know about that because it's recognized internationally as well. But that wasn't easy. But who made it easy? My mother in the first place, another woman, of course. So, and then my family. There were challenges when it comes to siblings. I had a brother, and he was older to me. I was younger, of course. First, when I said, okay, now that I'm in first year of my study, I'm in college, I want to start working in the evening. And then he said, why do you need to work? And I said, because I want to become something in life. I don't want to become a freshie when I have my degree in my hand and still I'm offered a basic role, like basic salary, basic role. So for that a moment of period, my brother was being overprotective, and I know he loves me so much. And he said, you don't have to work. Why do you want to work? Why do you want to go to work after getting your, education and going to college? And it's too much for you. And I said, no, I have to do it. And then I had to intervene. I had to ask my parents to intervene. My sister intervened, another woman. So my sister, my mother, my father, as a male, of course. So all of them, they actually convinced my brother that if she wants to do something in her life and she thinks she can do it, why not? And again, I would like to correct most of the people's mindset for Pakistan and women from Pakistan. I myself, I'm from Pakistan. I flourished in Pakistan. I would say that there are so many opportunities for women in Pakistan. And whoever I am today, I would give credit to my country as well, because they gave me the first international exposure to another country from another organization in Pakistan. So I don't think so that if I didn't have that identity of
I'm not sure if it's my computer right there, but I can't hear you right now. But I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds. It's if you all can hear me, can you kind of give me a thumbs up or a heart or a yes? Right, so I'm okay. So just to refresh, and obviously we've got a bit of a
in my
technical challenge. So can you hear Seher as well? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear her. No, okay. So I'm gonna just
yes, you're
while she reconnects, I'm going to say that Seher has very two young children, and one has literally started to go to school, and one is a stay at home. Oh, there you are back again. And so she has built what she has built around her young children as well. And I can feel and see that she's already shared her early journey. She used to live in Pakistan. She got educated. She didn't want to be seen as somebody coming into the market as a newbie, as a fresh starter. So that's where she was. And for her, it was the dream to become something. And I think
yeah.
many of us who are on the call must at some point had that dream, because it's a dream that we install in our subconscious mind that then brings out who you are later in life. So back to you, Sarah. Sorry we lost you. So I kind of just thought,
Yes, so I believe you can hear me now. I'm going to continue from there. So, luckily, I got another opportunity to move to the UK. So, of course, I met someone really lovely. And then I thought, yes, now it's the time to get married. And talking about getting married, it was planned. It did not happen like, oh, my parents decided and I got married. No, I had the freedom to decide, to choose who I'm going to get married to. My parents were there, so got married, moved to the UK. Now, the thing was like, whatever I gained in Pakistan, whatever I became in Pakistan, top managerial positions, international traveling, everything that my company gave, multiple companies I worked for, multiple industries I worked for from executive to manager to senior manager to, but that journey, when I came here, everything was zero. You know, a new world, new language, of course. So again, new everything new, and I had to start everything from scratch because no one knows me here. Pakistan, yes, I had a market there. I had people there who actually knew me. And it was very easy for me to switch jobs there. It was very easy for me to do things. But that network actually benefited me here in the UK. So I started exploring. And trust me, I came to the UK. And after 1 week, I'm in my in-laws, my mother-in-law is there, everybody's there. And after 1 week coming here, I said, I want to work. I found a reference and he offered me a job and I'm going to work. And everybody, the in-laws, of course, there is pressure of in-laws whenever you're newly married. And everybody was like, what? It's just been like 7 days you're in the UK. And I said, yes, because I don't want to ruin more days, or if I'm out of the market more than like, I think maybe more than like 1 month, 2 months, no one is going to recognize me anymore. I don't want to get out of the market and then come back with the zero knowledge again. I need to keep growing. I took off from work for a month, and now I'm good now because I can't stop working. I don't see myself as sitting at home doing absolutely nothing. So yes, I started working again, and then got my managerial positions back here. And then meanwhile, I registered my company. Now it's been like 7 years. So the clients that I worked initially for initially before starting my own company, they actually became my clients later. So now kept adding clients, starting from zero. Of course, started with one client, literally one client, and then I kept adding and adding and adding, and then word of mouth. And then something happened. At every stage, something happened. Then, of course, I was with the baby, with one child, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do now? I set
Yeah,
up.
but I would like to share with everybody who's not familiar. When Seher talks about her family and her mother-in-law, she was actually living in a joint family. So she's
Yeah,
not independently residing. She's living with an extended family. And
yeah,
sometimes that can be a blessing, and sometimes it can be also a challenge because you have bigger, more responsibilities beyond your immediate family. So imagine when you're trying to build a business and
yeah.
you have your immediate family and you have your extended family, and there are roles and responsibilities that come with that in terms of meeting
And
everybody's needs,
expectations. And expectations. This is
expectations.
the
So I
most
just wanted to
important
share the
thing.
context that we're making
Yes.
this a bit more trickier for her. I
Yeah.
wanted everybody to understand that because it will really make you realize that resilience and
Yes.
passion then overpowers all the challenges. So I just wanted
Exactly.
everybody to know that, Sarah, because not everybody has experienced the life you're talking about right now.
Exactly. So the interesting part was like whenever I come back from work, from meetings, and then my mother-in-law is just very sweet, very lovely lady, and she would always look at me like, Seher, people were here to see you and you were not there. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I would definitely apologize, and I have to settle everything back at home as well. And then I would make time for people who wanted to meet me. So I said, okay, can you call them tomorrow to come meet me? Because I was the newly wedded, person in the house. Everybody wanted to meet and see, and I was not available because. And then she said, I really feel ashamed that I'm telling them that you're back to work, and they are looking at me like, oh my God, the newly wedded girl went back to work. And I said, no, you should be happy about it. You should. And I actually helped my mother-in-law understand my perspective. Like, you should feel happy. You should feel proud that your daughter-in-law just newly came to the London, and people are looking for jobs, and I already have a job within 7 days. And then she actually said, yes, of course, I'm happy for you. So I think, yes, it's all about the supportive role that my in-laws gave me a lot. And then when it comes to my children, now I have a 5 years old, I have a 2 years old. And with the first baby, the support that you need, being a a new mother, it's not easy to deal with the child and then work. And then of course, I introduced my own company. It needed my full attention. And then, of course, my baby, like two babies. One was Matrix Digital Limited, one baby, and then the other baby was my very own baby that I was introduced to the new world. So it was very, very challenging. But of course, when you make things simple for everybody around you to understand, when you don't emit negative energy. So, for example, like my mother-in-law shared her concern that, oh, they wanted to meet you and you were not there. But instead of giving any negative remarks like, okay, that's not my problem, you should be dealing it, your people, I don't care. No, yes, I care. I really care about your emotions because you're going to care for me and we are going to live like a family. So I have to, even to date, I have to cancel most of my plans, and then they cancel most of their plans because my meetings are planned. So now I understand them. It's been like 7 years now. They understand me. But one thing I would always say, like whenever you marry into a new family or you start living with the new family, you always need to make sure that you set your standards there and then. They should know you are not going to back off. So, for example, in the beginning, when they said, oh, you're working, I should not have stepped back. If I will step back, I would be a housewife today. But I actually
Yeah.
put forward my point with love, with care, with concern. Like, I do understand, but please understand my concern as well. I would be out of the market. No one will give me job. No one will recognize me anymore. So, yeah, sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you just make your way out of that. And sometimes both of the things go hand in hand. And yeah, I mean that's the story in the nutshell.
And also being a digital marketer and a strategist alongside a radio broadcasters, tell us a little bit more about the radio broadcasting side of yourself. Because with young children, you just mentioned the ages, and they are very demanding in terms of voice and time. So how do you balance? And I think the audience would also really love to hear, your channel and where you broadcast and how you do it and so forth.
Yes, but of course, so the my broadcasting channel is like still linked back to my country, Pakistan. So it's in Urdu language. It's like bilingual, English and Urdu mix. So if someone understands Urdu and English both, it's an ideal for them, ideal kind of show
It's
for
good
them.
to know because we have so many Spanish speakers on the call as well. So they're always having to look at translation. So when you are a speaker of another language, you can empathize with the other
Yeah.
person as well.
Indeed. So I've got like different personalities inside me. So my one personality type is I'm a professional person. I take things professionally, and then my other personality type is I'm a fun-loving person as well. Because we can't be robot all the time. We can't be like working all the time. So and even if we are working, I always find fun side element in work. So yes, my radio was my passion as well. I was very young when I used to listen to radio artists, and I was like, oh my God, I wanted to become a radio artist. It's so cool. It's so cool. But the thing is that Shazia, whatever I thought, I was actually chasing after that. I said if I planned something from my young age, it did not just happen. I planned for it. So I somewhere luck was favoring me, and somewhere I was planning and I was going for it, right? So talking about radio, it was not easy to get into a radio station, right? So luckily, when I started working, when I said I was 17 years old and I started working in an organization, so after like 5 or 6 months, there is a new enrollment and there is a new person joins, and that person turns out to be one of the radio presenters in a very famous channel of Pakistan radio station. So that was FM 100, that's the frequency's name. So then you see when you when you want something from life, life gives you chances. So it just happened to be like he was there, and I said I want to become an RJ. I spoke to him. He said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yes." He gave me trainings because he knew that I was very much keen to learn. I was very much keen to understand. He gave me training. He saw my passion. So for like 3 months, I kept going to the radio station, no salary, no nothing. Just every day, 1 hour recording I had to give on any topic, right? Left to pick and
Yeah,
choose
because
any
you
topic.
on a radio, as a radio broadcaster, you need to know how to talk. You need to
Yes,
be able to
exactly.
talk
But then
spontaneously.
I was so motivated that of course I was on a basic salary that because I was very young, I just started my professional journey, and I was spending most of my salary's part in traveling to that radio station, which actually takes like an hour going there and then an hour back to my house. And everybody was saying like, why are you doing that? I mean, you're spending all your salary on travel expenses. And I was like, I don't know. It's just my passion. I want to do it. Maybe today you're seeing it as I'm wasting my time, my energy, and tomorrow all of these things are coming back to me in terms of monetary benefits. You don't know. But
On that note, I have a question here
yeah.
from Sayed Abrar Bukhari. He's asking, as you were working in Pakistan, because I think it fits in nicely as well, how different is professional life in the UK from Pakistan? And is there any culture shock in professional life? So, Sayed Abrar, are you in Pakistan? Do let us know where you are, so at least we can match it. So, did you have any culture shock, professional shock, any
So
shock, life
when
shock?
Okay, so to be honest, here you will not feel any cultural shock, but if anybody who is working in the UK and goes back to Pakistan, you will face a cultural shock
Like
because
me when I
in
go back.
yes, in Pakistan, 9 to 5 does not mean 9 to 5. 9 to 5 means you're starting from 9 and you will work until your boss wants you to work. And trust me, I was working for a very big firm there, and our time was like our time used to go off by so I was working 9 to 6 there, right? So he used to call meeting by 6 p.m. So we were like, why are you calling meeting by 6 p.m.? Because this is the time to go off. And it was a joke when somebody will leave exactly by 6 p.m. So we used to look at him and we were like, today you're going on a half day, huh? Because it was a full day, 9 to 6. But if you were not allowed to leave by 6 p.m., even it was a very big company, proper infrastructure, proper HR, everything, you know.
But I
But
think, Sahara, that's now going global. The job mindset is
with
there is
work
no
from
fixed time.
home, yes, with working from home, it's like we are ending up working more hours than 9 to 5. And then people think when you start your own company, you have freedom. But I believe, yes, you have freedom, but you end up working like 24 hours then because
But
you
then
don't
you're working
sleep.
for yourself. See, there's a key difference. No one's telling you what to do. You're telling
Exactly.
yourself to do. If I explained my day to day, they would be thinking, how is she surviving still? But when it's your passion and you're
Yeah.
doing and building something of your own, but on this whole journey, at any point, did you have the mum guilt?
No. I never had it. Why? Because I never, when you give up something for something, then you have guilt. Like, for example, if I had to become a mom and I had to give up my dreams, I already set up my company before time. So I would always suggest all the girls, all the women, I know it's never too late. Even if you want to start something now, you can start. But if you are a girl and you really want to do something in your life, yes, start before marriage. Very important. Because, of course, after marriage, you have some responsibilities.
Yes,
But
but
if
there's
you're,
a bit of a dilemma here. Some families
yeah,
don't allow their girls to start before marriage because they think they're going to get set in their ways and then they're not going to be able to adapt. So they want people to wait. So, it'll be interesting
but
um,
yes,
conflict
I
there.
mean, then there is like a very important thought that of course, like this is maybe just we are deviating from the topic, but again, marriage is your choice. It's not, it's not a must. It's completely up to you. And if you think you can survive without marriage, I'm not saying you should do that because always you need a partner because there is a time when it comes that you lose your parents, you lose your sister, brother, everybody, and your bond becomes very weak with your siblings after the passing of parents. After getting maybe married or before getting married, if the parents are not there, your bond is really weak. And then the only strongest bond you have is with your husband, with your children, right? So I think,
And
yes,
your company.
and of course, your company. Yes, because you have given everything to your company, your time, your energy, everything. So this is very important. But then at certain, again, when I said I decided to get married, I planned it. So I decided at the age of 26, I'm going to get married. It was written. I actually wrote it in my diary. Like, okay, at the age of 24, I want to be at least an executive, not like a basic freshie. From executive to then I will move to manager, then I will move to senior. I had my timelines there. So
And
I
you had written
planned
them down. You
everything.
do know research says that if you write a goal down,
Yeah.
it's more likely to be achieved rather than holding it in your head. So, again, this is one key strategy to all the audience that if you're still thinking about doing something else beyond what you're already doing, write it down because you're more likely to achieve it if you write it down. Because as you see yourself move closer and closer, you'll start taking some actions. So that's a great point there, Sarah, writing it
Yes.
down.
And then again, you suddenly don't get closer to something even after maybe writing. This is very important point. You write, that's your first step. But then you have to break your objectives into little steps so that you can actually get there. So me imagining to have my own company, maybe at the age of 30s, I couldn't have done it, if I would not have climbed those steps. I can't form a company without experience. So I actually gained experience with multiple firms, multiple organizations, from real estate to humanitarian development sector to development sector to multiple sectors. So I worked on senior positions. I had my own department. I managed the team of like 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, right? So I developed with every passing day. And after that, when I had that confidence that yes, I can have my own company, now I know all the basics. And then one most important thing that I always tell everybody, whenever you join any company, any organization, and they give you extra work, take it. The more work you will take up, the more you are learning. People think, oh, I'm under too much work, I'm under too much pressure, but this is not the salary. This does not justify my salary. You don't have to justify salary. You have to learn each and everything from that company, how a CEO works, how a peon works, how a coffee boy works, how a tea boy works. Everything. If you're very serious to open your own company, your objective is not getting that 9 to 5 salary. You want to start your
Yeah.
company? Learn everything, every person's behavior, understand how HR works, and understand how sales works, understand how marketing works. And for that, you need to get extra work done. You need to give
And so it's
extra
like
hours.
in your job, you are actually like an apprentice. You're learning all the skills of everybody, so you can take all of that knowledge and implement it in your company.
Yes, I mean, because it's not opening your own company is not an accident. And even if it is happening by accident, you can't run it for longer if you don't think from that point of view. So, and also if you're not expert of something, you can't run that company because you don't know what your teams are doing under you. So if there is a problem, you can't be a problem solver for them. So talking about my educational background, so with my educational background, with my practical background, with my experience, now, whenever my team has any problem, I am their problem solver, you know.
Hmm.
But if I don't know my stuff and I have opened a company of digital marketing and I don't know nothing about digital marketing, I mean, how long I can go in this specific career
So
or
there's a
pathway.
valuable lesson there that you need to continually invest in your own professional development to make sure you remain upskilled in your area of expertise, because otherwise you won't be confident enough to build. And I've got another comment. I think your partner is your biggest investment in your professional life. Right partner can put you on the successful, or not the right route of success, if you like. So you need the
Very
support
important.
of each other. So why did you go down this route of digital marketing and radio broadcasting? Was that always your passion? Because you talked about multiple different types of organizations you worked in, real estate and other type of companies as well. So what made you then fixate yourself and sort of, anchor down, this is it, it is my, I'm going to build in the media world, it's going to be marketing, I'm going to develop myself as a strategist, lead my organization, and then simultaneously your second other element of your professionalism is radio broadcasting. So they're very similar, but they're also very different.
Yes. So basically, when I actually gained my degree is in Masters in Mass Communication and the Media and Communication. So by that time, because I received my degree in 2016, right? So by that time, digital media marketing was not a major thing. It was there, but it was not a major thing that all the companies will, implement it in their organization. So that time was very important to maintain their branding, their persona, the organizationals, the structures according to their marketing structures, marketing strategies. That was very important, right? Digital media marketing came into being after that. But then when you said you need to keep developing, you need to keep seeing that if you have to develop your knowledge, you need to do another degree for that. Yes, you don't have to go to college because now you have all the material, everything there on social media. But then, starting with the media and communication professional, it was not the need when I actually, completed my education for digital media. But when I started working, digital media was actually becoming very important part of the organizations. And then I started exploring about it because it was one of the offshoots then. So media, communication, management, branding, that was one thing. And then the digital media marketing was a tiny bit of that specific tree. But now that digital media marketing is growing bigger and everything else is squeezing down. So
And so
to,
it's such a competitive
yeah,
space. So do you
it
not
was.
feel that you're getting squashed in this space because there's so much
Oh,
choice out there?
yes, no, but I started learning. And now, even next to digital media, now this is AI, which is part of digital media, which is actually again introduced as very tiny piece of fruit, and now it is becoming bigger, and it's just eating whole the digital media thing. But then I started learning, so it's very important that we keep enhancing our knowledge, we keep learning. So I had to add my digital media knowledge, and I had to learn everything, so that from placing ads to doing all the basic work that is needed to do in digital media marketing. And then after digital media marketing, recently people are dealing with the challenges of AI. But the moment they said AI is coming, I started learning about it. And to date, I'm learning about it. Whatever software is introduced, I keep learning about it because now I'm in a position where I can spend my time in learning and my team is working. Now I'm in a position where I'm learning new skills. And every week, by the way, I do have meetings with my team where I'll share new tools. And then because I have that meeting, if I will go empty handed, my team would be like, what the meeting is about if you have nothing in your hand. So to host that meeting, I have to come up with a new tool. Like now this is being introduced. Now this has been introduced. So you set structures according to your learning process, and then you make yourself fit in to those structures that yes, you have to learn because you have to do that. And if you don't do that, you can't do that. So you interlink things that makes you learn further things. So
Yeah,
that's
because
that's
you're
how like
setting the
learning.
expectations. So, and I want to share with the audience that Seher also manages her team remotely. So not only is she building a digital business, but she has offered opportunities of work to many other women who work from home. So that's the empowerment side, that not only has she built her own company, but she's built opportunities for other women who also work with their young families from home. And in that in itself is incredible. And those of you who are thinking about it, who are in a job and think, I would love to start a business, you can do it hand in hand simultaneously.
I,
You can
and
build
sorry,
it.
I'd like to add here, and I have got four mothers, honestly, with young children, and I've got one who is a new mom. And whenever I call her, I can always hear the baby in the background, sometimes happy, sometimes crying, but she's still working. She's still working. She's like, okay, give me 5 minutes. Let me just do this, and I'm gonna get back to you. Give me 5 minutes. But she has not gauged her time from 9 to 5. She's like, I will work, I will complete the work, but all I need is just a little bit time to manage my baby. That's it. And it's
Mm,
literally a 7 months baby.
yeah.
So can
So
you
the
even imagine?
flexibilities,
She's working.
yeah.
And she
So
was
it's
on the, because she's like one of my very important person in the company. And right after delivering the baby, I just called her and out of joke, I said, are you done now? I think we should get back to work. And she was like, what do you want? I was like,
yeah.
that's it.
But it's
Let's not
because you
stop.
have young children, so you can empathize with other mothers, and you're still at that stage. And I think it's a privilege for them to be working in an organization that is facilitating their life through giving them the flexibility, because that is what's missing in the real world of employment. I mean, there are facilities, it's on paper that
Yeah,
you will have this opportunity and you will have this facility, but many times it's not translated into the reality or the realism of the place. And the pressure can then lead to mental health and post natal depression and all other challenges that many women can face. We do have many gentlemen and men, lovely gentlemen, if you like, on the call as well. So we don't like to omit you guys. We are always inclusive. So all the tips and techniques are for both genders because men equally have to support families. And sometimes, and I know, Sarah, from your example as well, it will be times where the men have to look after the children because the women is out and the other way around as well. So like it's
Like
said
just
that,
now, just now, he's looking after,
yeah.
but we support each other. When it's his meeting, I will look after children and I would never let them go upstairs. But then before my meeting, I will request him like, okay, but it's the relation of respect. If we
Yes.
respect each other, I think there's a long way to stay as a happy couple, and then we are not very clingy to each other. Sometimes we meet each other at the end of the day, and that's it. And we say, "Hello, how was your day?" Just like friends, maybe sometimes. So we don't hold each other's schedule. Like, for example, we have to eat together, we have to wake up together. No, if you have eaten good, you had your dinner, I will come when I'm free. You don't have to wait for me. I don't have to wait for you. You have your life, I have my life, professional life. But when it's fun time, we are together. So I think we
Quality
should give
time. I
that,
like that.
yeah, we should give that freedom
Yeah.
to being partners. Like, of course, we have males here, we have got females here, and we should respect each other's schedule, respect each other's priorities, and we should feel happy whenever our partner is growing professionally.
Absolutely.
So it's a
I'm also
yeah,
conscious of time because we want to keep the call on point, but I just want to use your knowledge, experience to share, unless I have questions from anybody, that what advice would you give to anybody who's in a job right now and they're thinking of starting a business, or, sometimes it's the decision to do it. We can spend a lot of time thinking in our head, planning in our head, and then we don't get out of our head.
yes.
Yes,
So
happy husbands, happy life, everything is
yes.
combined.
Yes. So anybody who wants to start their own business and they're in job, I would say do not quit job until you have one client on your business. Because if you have one client, which is actually enough to replace or compensate your salary, because you don't want to start from zero. Okay. I did the same. I was on job when I actually registered my company and I started working on it and then started looking for clients. So number one is take as much work as you can, learn everything. And number two is that if you want to start a business, you should have 100% knowledge of your business so that you can manage your team. They can't actually keep you from the important details that you don't know because you don't know about the business, and they can hide anything. And if there is a task which needs to be done within an hour, and you simply say, "Oh, it needs to be done within an hour," and the person say, "Oh, I can't be," and you don't know it can be or it can't be. So you should know everything about your business. And number three, as I said, start your business. It is the right time. Start it. Register it. Just take step one and then secure one client and then move. That's fine. Secure one client, but give your 100% to both sides, to your job. Don't get it's not like you started your own business now, and even with one client you're giving less attention, less time to your job. If you can't manage a job and a client, you can't manage 100 clients in your company. You should
Yeah.
be able to manage it. You should be able to manage it. That's your practical time that
I
you need
hope
to
I
invest
can manage. I hope that that I have the skill to manage multiple elements in different parts. But thank you, Seher. I'm sure that I always say to everybody who joins that if you take one thing away, that's it. Our job is done. So thank you for everybody who joined to support us. We do have a lineup. I can see a couple of lovely women on the call. I see a very young lady will be coming up soon as well. Alia Awad, Eileen Galera. They're all scheduled. So I'm looking forward to meeting more women. Next week, I have another phenomenal lady. She is from the education sector, worked very closely with me, is in the quality assurance and education field. So she will join. And the idea is to bring a diverse background so that anything that anybody drops, any nugget, any idea we can take away, and we could inspire maybe ourselves or our family and friends to also do something. But thank you to everybody who joined. And next week it will be 6 p.m. UK time. This lady had a show to go on, so she couldn't make it for 6 p.m. Hence, we made it at 7:30 p.m. There is the odd call here and there that might be a little bit different depending on the country. But we are looking forward to meeting more women, and we're looking to inspire our men fraternity that women have a lot of energy and a lot of potential. And thank you, Sarah, for joining us.
Thank
The
you for having me.
recording will go in to the channel in Spanish as well as English. So thank you again to everybody for your support. Thank you, Saher, for joining
Thank
us.
you very much,
And
everyone. Thank you.
again, everybody, if it's day, good day. If it's morning, good morning. And for us, it's good evening. Good evening. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care.